Welcome to the 50-cent tour of Tuesday, April 22nd, 2013. There are a lot of sites for us to consider today, so please find a seat on the Liberty Bus and we will commence our tour. I would like to begin here. We won't stay here long. National Internet Sales Tax gets past Senate cloture vote. The last place for true capitalism is on the rocks. Just in case you didn't know. And of course, this is the frontal attack, CISPA. CISPA's weak excuse to blatantly violate your privacy. Let's find, what I think is one of the real reasons for them wanting to shut down the internet. Boston bombing, citizen video analysts creating major problems for controlled media. That's right. When we are out there filming, processing, observing, thinking, we are able to use the internet to broadcast and let people know what's really going on. How inconvenient. If you're trying to secretly take over the world, you don't need a bunch of people out there running around with cameras. So, solution? Shut down the mode of communication that allows for camera information to be passed along, and that is, yes, the internet. So we must insist on keeping it free and keeping it just as it is, if not better. If I could change the internet, I would maybe have Google go away and get search engines that are more just and not bought, so you can't pay for your placement. Here is more evidence. This is, people have really squawked about this story. People have freaked out about it. People have become angry with me about it, about things that I posted on Facebook. But it needs to be considered. It needs to be, if we're being lied to on this kind of a scale, having our emotions manipulated like this, it needs to be exposed. Video, craft operatives fleeing first bombing with suspect. More information from people. There it is. Obama buries Boston Massacre Saudi connection. Now this video, Obama's going to jail soon, watch and see. Is this Saudi thing important, significant? I'm really not sure. I'm not ruling it out. Glenn Beck made a big deal of it. It could turn out to be something significant, I guess. The reason I post this, Obama's going to jail soon, watch and see. I am not really singling Obama out. All the recent past presidents who are still alive, they pretty much need to face the American people, face the world, and have some kind of justice come forth pertaining to some of the war crimes that they've committed and the crimes that, are still being committed. So if this Saudi thing is a doorway into a place where we can find justice, that's okay with me. I don't really care what it is. Personally, I believe that the indictments that were announced in the New York Times last week are a big deal. But we really need some kind of something that will garner enough support and stir up enough attention. I believe the military will probably not act unless they feel that they are acting on behalf of the American people, which would require that the American people begin to express that we are not satisfied that our government is functioning as we, the people, intend, according to the Constitution, for it to function. So not bad to be expressing that. I know it's unpopular and people get mad at you, but it's true. And we need to say it, we need to spread the information, and people need to say, I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to put up with it anymore, for lack of a better phrase. Okay, I must make my witness. In case you don't get that, it's a reference to the movie Network and Howard Beale. Proof that Kraft or Blackwater agents did the Boston Marathon bombing. Must see video and pictures. I haven't clicked on this yet. I'm sure that they have a valid issue here. I have no doubt, no question that there was hanky-panky going on, and there still is. There's still a scramble to cover it up. Evidently, even Fox News admits that there has been FBI involvement in the Boston bombings. There's implied responsibility there, right? So, as I stated before, our government is complicit in crime, and that needs to be addressed, whether it's addressed through the court system or some other venue. It really needs to be addressed. I'm just going to mention this, Carrie Cassidy, Operation Takedown. The film Sirius came out yesterday. I was notified by email or something. I thought about watching it. But then I read this, and, I don't object to the possibility that there are aliens. But I believe that the alien issue is just one more thing that is being used to manipulate us and divert us. There has been some stuff coming out, the ongoing battle between Neil Keenan and OPPT. I'm not even really getting into that. Another distraction, diversion. I have said before, and this is really from my heart, at this point, I believe that it's more effective if we all stay in the main flow of the Liberty River instead of meandering down some little stream that becomes a tributary that may or may not lead back into the mainstream of the river. So, hoping that not many of you get lost in any tributary, whether it's some organization like OPPT or whether it is waiting for the event, as it's called. The event is talking to your friends and family, exposing the lie, letting people know that the constitutional government republic has been replaced by a Washington, D.C. based corporation, and asking that our constitutional republic be restored. That's my opinion anyway, and I'm sticking to it. And let's look at this a little bit. I don't want to give a whole lot of attention to this. I mentioned it yesterday with Benjamin Fulford kind of predicting, stating that he had intel that there were going to be other terrorist attacks. One related probably to something having to do with Reagan, and another something to do with Clinton. Now, the speculation was that the Reagan event might be something that happens in California, an earthquake, whatever. I want to touch on this nuclear event Facebook page for Los Angeles for April 28th. This is, someone set up a memorial for nuke event in LA April 28th. So this Facebook account is closed now, but it's just one of those bizarre things. This is a very good video. It only takes 2.5 minutes to listen to. And if you would like a little bit more information on this, here is an article on Before It's News. So just something to be aware of. I don't think that it's going to be anything terribly significant. But these days we just don't know, do we? This is some sad news, but probably not too surprising. America, #1 in fear, stress, anger, divorce, obesity, antidepressants, etc. America is a deeply unhappy place. We are a nation that is absolutely consumed by fear, stress, anger, and depression. Well, you know, these things are spoon-fed to us by television. And we are opening our mouths and swallowing. That's just not necessary. We can walk away. We can play a board game with our family. We can go for a walk. We can live real life in the real world. And if we don't begin to do that, you know, we are going to just kind of go into oblivion. And I don't actually have any particularly good news. I even went to natural news because Mike Adams usually has something kind of positive. There were a few positive things, but they were about specific diseases, and I wanted to have something a little more broad and sweeping that would apply to more people. So, what I just preached against, right? Entertainment, but this is not just entertainment. Oblivion movie, and Tom Cruise stars in it. I haven't seen it yet, but Alex Jones this morning gave it absolutely glowing reviews. It has had negative reviews by the credentialed media reviewers. But evidently it contains a lot of information about how to spot what's going on, what's being done to us. So, this is one form of entertainment that will be educational, that will lift you instead of keeping you down under somebody's thumb. She Who Will Walk in the Dark thanks you for joining her on this tour. There is one more video that will be going up in a little bit that I will include a link for. The dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, find cause for rejoicing, because the Bible says the joy of the Lord is our strength. Insist on liberty, and take care of yourselves.